Hey space explorers, here's a wild question for you. Could life survive on a planet that doesn't orbit a star? It sounds impossible, right? After all, stars give us light and heat, and they're essential for life as we know it. But what if I told you that some planets, called rogue planets, are floating alone in the dark, and scientists think life might just find a way to survive on them? Intrigued? Let's dive into this cosmic mystery. First, let's talk about these starless wanderers. Rogue planets, also known as free-floating planets, are planets that don't orbit a star like Earth orbits the sun. Instead, they drift through the galaxy, completely alone. Imagine a planet with no sunrise, no sunset, and endless darkness. Creepy, right? But how do they end up like this? Scientists think rogue planets may form like normal planets, but they get kicked out of their solar systems. A gravitational tug-of-war with a massive planet or star could send them flying into the void. Now, here's the big problem. Without a star, there's no sunlight to provide energy or heat. For life as we know it, this seems like a deal breaker. On Earth, sunlight powers photosynthesis, which is at the base of almost every food chain. Plus, sunlight keeps our planet warm. So how could life possibly survive without it? But don't worry, space fans. It turns out there are some creative ways life might adapt on these planets. Let's explore them. Even though rogue planets don't have a star, they might not be completely cold. When a planet forms, it starts off very hot. This heat, trapped in the planet's core, could last for billions of years. Imagine a giant cosmic hot potato. And there's more. Radioactive elements inside the planet can also generate heat. This internal heat could keep parts of the planet warm enough for liquid water, an essential ingredient for life. Here's where things get really interesting. Some rogue planets might have thick layers of ice on their surface, but underneath that ice, there could be oceans of liquid water. How? The planet's internal heat could keep the water from freezing solid. This idea isn't just science fiction. We've seen something similar right here in our solar system. Moons like Europa and Enceladus, which orbit Jupiter and Saturn, have icy crusts and subsurface oceans warmed by heat from their interiors. If life can potentially exist there, why not on a rogue planet? Okay, so we have heat and water, but what about energy? Without sunlight, life would need another energy source. On Earth, deep in the ocean, there are ecosystems that don't rely on sunlight at all. Instead, they thrive near hydrothermal vents, underwater geysers that release heat and chemicals from inside the Earth. These creatures get their energy from a process called chemosynthesis. Instead of using sunlight like plants do, they use chemicals like hydrogen sulfide to make food. If a rogue planet had hydrothermal vents in its subsurface ocean, similar life forms might exist there. But what about life on the surface of a rogue planet? Well, that's a tougher question. Without a star, the surface would be incredibly cold, probably hundreds of degrees below freezing. Most life we know couldn't survive those conditions. Still, some Earth organisms might surprise you. Microbes called extremophiles can survive in extreme environments like Antarctica or deep underground. If rogue planets have geothermal hotspots on the surface, maybe life could cling to those warmer areas. Now, let's get really wild. What if alien life is completely different from life on Earth? What if it doesn't need water or heat at all? Scientists are open to the possibility that alien life could use other chemicals, like methane or ammonia, to survive in extreme environments. On a rogue planet, life might evolve in ways we can't even imagine. So why do scientists care so much about rogue planets? Studying these mysterious worlds helps us understand how life might survive in the harshest conditions. And who knows, maybe one day we'll discover alien life on a rogue planet. And get this, some rogue planets might even have moons or rings, just like Saturn. Imagine what it would be like to explore one of these lonely wanderers. Right now, we don't know much about rogue planets because they're so far away and don't reflect much light, but scientists are building new telescopes to help us find and study them. Who knows what secrets these starless worlds are hiding? So could life survive on a planet without a star? Maybe. With heat from the planet's core, subsurface oceans, and clever ways to get energy, it's not impossible. Rogue planets are like cosmic puzzles, and we're just starting to figure them out. What do you think? Could there be alien creatures swimming in the oceans of a dark, lonely planet? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this amazing journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more cosmic adventures. Until next time, keep dreaming big and exploring the universe. Bye.